Manchester United 0, Chelsea 0. Possibly the worst result a lot of you are saying at the moment because it will keep him in a job. I personally think it will keep him in a job. I don't think there's any appetite for Manchester United to get rid of this clown we've got in charge. I think he's probably offered up his resignation, and Woodward, the clown, has told him to stay. My anger is at the board now. I think Louis van Gaal is sackable, should have been sacked a couple of days ago, and has to go. What I would say, I'm going to start with the positive. At half-time, I said it. If Manchester United had played like that for the last 18 months, I would be 100% Louis van Gaal in. Up to half-time, we played very well. Second half, ran out of steam. Chelsea played for the draw. Chelsea were the better team in the second half. And I want to say, I watched it on BT Sports. Steve McManaman is worse than Michael Owen. He gives man of the match to Wayne Rooney, who should have had a red card at the end out of frustration, who missed a sitter at the very end. And man of the match, just because he turned up for the first time in 18 months. I mean, he must have got a time machine for Christmas because he's unrecognisable. Best performance I've seen from him in 2 years. Why is that taking him 2 years to do that? There's been a leak that the dressing room, the inspirational talk that Louis van Gaal gave before the game, and the reason Manchester United played so well was something along the lines of, I'm leaving, I'm rubbish, do what you like. Because he must have said that because that wasn't a Louis van Gaal team or Louis van Gaal tactics in the first 45 minutes. That must be down to Giggs or something. I mean, he never picks Darmian or Morgan Schneiderlin, does he? But Rooney, man of the match, yet again. David De Gea, for 18 months, has been saving Louis van Gaal's job, and he was man of the match again today. Quartar's made a brilliant save from her, absolute worldie from Herrera, but David De Gea made 3 or 4 really, really good saves in that game. Yes, we hit the post twice, but Chelsea had the better chances. And Matic, if he could finish, well, we would have been out of sight from that one. So going to have a look at some of your comments, but I want to be mixed here because I would love to be doing a video later on tonight or tomorrow when Louis van Gaal's been sacked with the rest of the panellists and all of you lot saying this needs to happen. Well, we know it needs to happen. It's got to happen. That was 3 points dropped again today, 100%. Chelsea are not a good team. They didn't even have Costa. They were absolutely toothless up front, and we finished the game 0-0. Our substitutions, we need a win. He's bringing Phil Jones on. He's bringing a young left back on because Darmian has to go off on 70 minutes because he's not played for a couple of games. We've got nothing on the bench. That's Louis van Gaal's fault. We need a goal. There's nobody who can come on. But I tell you what, it's taken him 18 months to pick it. A lot of fans would like to have been negative today, but when that team came out and there was no Fellaini and the starting midfield was Schneiderlin, Schweinsteiger and Herrera and Martial, I like him on the left wing, and Mata's playing and Rooney's playing up front, and it's Smalling and Blind. That 11 today, he could not have picked a better 11 for me. I think you're nitpicking to say that he could have done. Really, really could have. I mean, we missed Fellaini today, said nobody ever. I mean, it was the perfect 11, and for the first 20 minutes, we could have been 2 or 3-0 up. But we ran out of steam, and you'd expect that from the players. They did play for the manager today, but did they? I'm dubious. I reckon that there's somebody else, whether Sir Alex Ferguson's been in or Giggs has taken the team or something. That wasn't a Louis van Gaal team at all today. We were like, our attackers were like a bunch of wasps buzzing around an open can of Coke on a hot summer's day. They were everywhere that first 20 minutes, and it was exciting. I was entertained, and that's what I've been saying for so long. I think a lot of you have. And Jake Dennett makes a very good point. We can't forget that Chelsea have been rubbish this season, and they are rubbish. They are 2 points off the bottom of the league at Christmas, and you're there for a reason. They are a rubbish side, and we should have won that game today. It's 2 points drops for a start, 100%. But I tell you what, I was entertained in that first half, and it's always been my problem with Louis van Gaal is the rubbish football. If we've been playing like this for the last even 4 months, since the summer, I'd give him that first season. I would be saying, give him a chance, we're going somewhere. But it's not been like today at all. It's not been like that at all. It's been poor, boring football. I really hope he goes. He's got to go. We need that injection. I think what the players showed in the first 20 minutes today before they ran out of steam was that they can do what we want them to do. They can press. They can get the ball. They can get men in the box. But that's not Louis van Gaal's philosophy. And to be honest, I think even if we got the result today, and I'd expect us to beat Swansea on Saturday, he'll go back to playing Fellaini again 100%. Varane says Chelsea were on their knees and we were there. We should have beaten them. I'm pretty sure we fouled Hazard more times than we took shots on goal, says Why No Understand. I think we did. We just have to turn this round, says Night Whisper. I mean, fake fans, Louis van Gaal in, says 86. Well, I think Louis van Gaal will be in, but if you think Louis van Gaal deserves to be Manchester United manager, then I'm not going to argue with you. What I would say is that what's he been doing for the last 18 months? He's just totally ripped it up for today's game, and we start again. That's hypocritical and mugging yourself off for a start if you're suddenly going to start, saying I'm going to play this way now and ignore what I've done. I don't believe that. I think there's more to it. In fact, a few papers, interestingly, are saying that he's going regardless of the result today. He'll go tomorrow morning. I really hope that's true. A lot of people saying Rooney man of the match. I think you're an absolute joke. He wasn't man of the match. He had a very good game, but watch the game back. David De Gea kept us in the game. He was man of the match easily. And I actually think our midfield played better than Rooney. Rooney stands out a man of the match because he did a 7 out of 10 performance, and he's not done that in 18 months. He's been 4 or 5 out of 10. His touch was decent. He used the ball quite well. He had a better than average game. You don't give Wayne Rooney man of the match just because he had a better than average game. He wasn't world class. He missed chances, and we drew 0-0, and he's the captain. He had a good game. I'll give him that. But man of the match, you're having a laugh. You're just being biased. You're actually being fooled by Rooney because he played better than crap for once. But he was good today, but he wasn't man of the match. It was 100% David De Gea, and I don't think anybody really could argue with that. I expected Manchester United to win today. I really did. I thought we were going to win because I know how bad Chelsea are. I had my notes ready to say he's won the battle, but he's lost the war. Louis van Gaal will get sacked at some point. He will not turn this round. He's got to go. I mean, there's people in there saying Louis van Gaal should stay. I'd love to say why, because at the end of the day, we've dropped points again today. Just because we didn't lose, he should stay. I mean, that was 3 points up for grabs, and the reason we didn't win it is because we can't score goals. And Wayne Rooney was our striker today as well. So where was he getting on the end of the things? And he had that great chance at the end. I'm not against Wayne Rooney. I was for Wayne Rooney at the start of the season. I think he's been abysmal for most of the season, and today he was very good, really exciting. His touch was good. He looked up for it. But you've got to ask yourself, why is that? Why is Wayne Rooney just suddenly flicking a switch? It's a bit like Chelsea when Mourinho went. They flick a switch and they play well. Something has gone on behind the scenes. Mark my words, something's gone on. I don't think that's Louis van Gaal's team today. I don't think Louis van Gaal has done the team talk today. I think somebody somewhere's been in and give him a right going over, because so many players were unrecognisable. And you've got, I don't really want to have a pop at Louis van Gaal other than to say he should be sacked, but he can't sack himself. And why should he walk away from a load of money? The board and Woodward shouldn't be forcing him to resign. They should be doing what they're there to do in sacking him. So my frustration is with the board and a little bit with the players. How do the players come out and play like that today? Certainly Wayne Rooney. And then for the last 18 months, they haven't done that. They've got to take a long, hard look at themselves, I think, because unrecognisable. So many of the players were unrecognisable today. But the tactics were different as well. My man of the match would be David De Gea. Like I say, do give us your thoughts on that. I thought everybody did quite well, but we just didn't create enough chances. Chelsea team like that, they took control in the second half, and I think that is indicative of where Manchester United are confidence-wise. We just totally ran out of steam, and we had to win that, I said, Suraj. Memphis was poor when he came on, definitely. What happened to Chelsea? Well, who cares what happens to Chelsea? Sir Alex Ferguson walked in through the players' entrance today. So it was Sir Alex Ferguson, says Jake Pert. I had heard that, but I didn't know that was an official thing. I think he probably has had a word with the players. And if he's willing to do that, then let him have more words with the players, because I think he should be the manager and get rid of Louis van Gaal. I think Louis van Gaal wants to go. You look at him, his body language, I think he wants to go. So let him go. Get Sir Alex Ferguson in till the end of the season. I'm not convinced about Mourinho, but I would take him over Louis van Gaal. It cannot be Ryan Giggs. And another positive as well, that again really wasn't Louis van Gaal like at all. We didn't play the two defensive midfielders that he always did. We played Schneiderlin and let Schweinsteiger and Herrera go forward. He never does that as well. He's either really going to change everything and stay and things will get better, which I just don't think can happen. I would like to see it happen, but it can't happen because we don't live in fantasy world. I just really think, and I'm sure that the whole team wasn't his team today. It wasn't his team. I mean, he never picks Darmian. He never picks Morgan Schneiderlin. He'd been playing Phil Jones. He'd played Fellaini for the last 4 games. And Fellaini wasn't abysmal against Stoke. He was okay. So why abandon that against Chelsea, who are a tall team? Baffling. But I don't know. I think we're all in limbo, aren't we, as Man United fans? He's just got to go, and then we go again, and then we can see what happens. Will he go? I'm not convinced. What do you think? Do you think he's going to get the sack? I just don't think. I believe what's come out of the press over the last day, that they're urging him to stay. I really hope he goes. I really hope we can turn the corner and go again, because this team can still get the top 4. But if the longer we keep Louis van Gaal, the longer that is in doubt. And what we saw in that first 20 minutes today was that this team can play good football. These players, especially our attackers, because we know defensively he sorted us out okay, but the attackers can play good football, and they did today for the first 25, half an hour, and then the second half, I don't know what went wrong. Better performance, says Anthony. I'd agree with that. Van Gaal not getting the sack is walking out or staying, says Mohammed, and they won't sack him, says Adit, says Omar, which I would agree with you, Omar. I don't think they're going to sack him, and I actually think that draw, as I said at the start, is the worst possible result, because I think that will give him more time, even though it is 2 points dropped and we should have won that game. I think that he'll get more time from that, and I'd expect us to beat Swansea, so he'll get more time. But he's lost the war. Eventually, he will get the sack, and if it means missing out on top 4, I mean, I'm still furious. I mean, there's people coming on there saying plastic. Bring it on. Not bothered. None of us are bothered. We've been on this channel, and everyone who watches it, we've been having these conversations for months. So it's not plastic at all. But I'm still angry that we're not in the Champions League. And I know a lot of people have forgotten about that, but I'm really angry about that. We should never have gone out of that group. How have we gone from, where we were? This league was there to be won, and with the players that we've got. And it's his poor football that's got us into this position. If he wants to change it round now, I don't think he is changing it round. I think somebody else is behind the scenes. But January's coming. Really exciting time with the transfer window. Are they going to trust him with another 100 million? We've got to sign a striker. I mean, Lukaku, maybe is dream talk now, but I said in the summer I'd love Lukaku to come to Manchester United. It'd be absolutely perfect for us. It's probably going to cost £60 million now. Let's do it. If we had Lukaku today, it's another option up front. I quite liked Martial on the left wing because he's not having to turn his back. He gets it and he's running at a player, and it makes a big difference, and he makes things happen. But Rooney's no number 9 anymore. We need a striker in at number 9. And Rooney was dropping off too much. I mean, people are saying Rooney man of the match. He was man of the match in some people's minds because he was dropping off and playing the ball off. When he comes deep, there's no number 9. That was the problem today. We weren't creating chances because we had nobody in the box. He was dropping off and getting into the spaces that Schweinsteiger and Herrera's. That's the trouble with Rooney. You've got to play him at number 10, but I actually think Herrera's a better number 10. He's not a number 9, and we miss a number 9. So there's one to smoke in your pipe, pro-Rooney fans. Yes, he played really well today, but he didn't do his job. He didn't get in the number 9 position, and he didn't get in the box enough because he was dropping off too much. But there we go. Like the video, subscribe to the United Stand. If you are new to the United Stand, it is your channel. Loads of comments going off there that I'm just going to whiz through. Your striker can be man of the match if he's not scoring, says Martin. That was spot on. No one was in the box. Yes, they're whizzing through the comments now. Lewandowski says noise. Yeah, it'd be brilliant. Memphis is awful, says Harris. Higuain says Adrian. We talked about him in the summer, didn't we? Jer says you hate Rooney. I don't hate Rooney. He was a 7 out of 10 performance today. He did really well, but actually it just came into my head there. He was our number 9. He wasn't getting the box. He didn't do his job. We didn't create enough chances. He was very good in a number 10 position, but that was Herrera's position. And the man of the match was David De Gea. Watch the game back. Look at the saves he made. He was man of the match. Rooney's job is to score goals. It was 0-0. He had a good game, but he didn't do his job. I'm not a Rooney hater. He just wasn't man of the match. That was my point. Gavin, De Gea saves. Mark looks like Rooney. God. Borthwick-Jackson was good. He did do okay. That was right. Louis Van Gaal played his team, says C. McLean. Jackson played well. Well, that's a good point from C. McLean. He said Louis Van Gaal played his B team because he played his A team on 2 days ago. You know what? That could be right because it is 2 days, isn't it? And he could be right, but we'll see. I'm glad we're creating some tension on the live comment box. There's people throwing out all sorts of insults and plastic, throwing it out from Christmas, whatever. That's what the United Stand's all about. I'm not here to say I'm right. None of us are. But we're here to be passionate Manchester United fans, which we are. So get commenting below if you're not watching live. If you are watching live, do comment below. We'll still reply. Drop the video a like, subscribe, get involved. The United Stand is a channel that says it how it is and generates fan opinion, and we want your voice to be heard. So whether it's good or bad, I don't care. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we will be live with a Louis Van Gaal sacking sometime over the next 2 days. I know that's going to cause trouble, but you know what? Who cares? Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your bank holiday Monday. I think that was a bit of a waste of time, but I think it will keep him in a job. It's up to you whether you want him to. I don't. I'm not dictating to you what you should or shouldn't say. But the United Stand is your channel, and do have your say. We thrashed them 0-0. I said we would.